Okay, so the last time I took my scooter out in March, I ended up getting a flat on the front. Pretty sure this was because I was running it low on air pressure and didn't bother to fill it up. It was cooler outside, and I think I pinched the valve stem as it got moved around, and that probably caused the flat, but we'll know once I get the tube out. So that's my fault. I don't even think there's a puncture in that outer tire. It's probably just the tube got ripped. So we're going to try and replace that today. Now, basically, I just had the scooter propped up on a milk crate. The back end is supported. I've got a jack that's going to support the front wheel, and I've got a setup for laying that wheel down so I can work on it once I get it off of there. I did get looks like the correct tubes. I ordered them directly from Creo Motors where I got this thing originally, and it looks like they got the 90-degree valve stems on them. So that's good. They ought to fit correctly. So hopefully it works. For tools, I'm thinking I probably need an 18mm wrench, and probably I think it's a 4mm hex to take the wheel apart, and a screwdriver, some snippers. I'll need some zip ties to put it back together. Maybe some help with a rubber mallet. I'm not sure. But we'll see as we get going here. So I guess my plan of attack is first to free up some slack in this power wire here. It looks like there's actually some slack, but it's wrapped up with this nylon wrap here that's held on with some zip ties that I'm going to clip, and that should free up the power wire to give me some slack to take this wheel off. Then I'm just going to take the lug nuts off, and there should be some safety washers just like on a bicycle, and then this thing should pop off. I'm not going to remove the caliper. I'm going to try to do it without it. I think I can do that. Just slide that right out of there, but I guess we'll find out as we start. Forgot I put some silicone on here. Alright, so now let's snip these. And one more here. And that should, oh yeah, look at that. There we go. And make the power wire free. Some corrosion there. Okay, so far pretty easy. Didn't really run into much of an issue there. I did kind of have to switch jacks, but the setup worked okay. I think I'll be okay sitting it on there. So let's see if we can't get the rim apart and get that tube out of there. Now I think that tube should be totally deflated already, but I'm going to pull out the valve stem just to make sure. There we go. Yeah, just I figured that thing's already flat. Looks like it is 4 millimeters to take it apart. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Let's break them all loose first. Try not to put too much roughness on that brake rotor. There should be a plate here that we're going to take off. I guess the valve stem is kind of sticking through there, so there we go. There. Now I am betting that what happened here is that valve stem got a kink in it because I was running it low. Let's see if I was right about that. On the side. So it was not on the valve stem, it was right there on the side. Let's see if that's the only one. I don't feel any puncture, and I don't see one either. I think that was still just that it was low and it was getting squeezed there. Probably got pinched on the bottom plate or something. Okay, so I got a new tube in there. I'm probably going to want to give it a little bit of air pressure to make it round so that it doesn't get pinched in here. Let's try that out just a little bit. I can try and make sure it's not going to get pinched between the two halves. Now, we're going to want to line up this guy right here with that hole. Clean it up here a little first. Okay, it's on. It was a little bit of a problem getting it through there, but it looks like I got it. I don't think I pinched anything. So let's see if we can't get it onto the rim. All right, she's at right now. Nothing. Can't get. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, I managed to get it all back together. I did have a couple of issues, though, that are interesting. One of which is I ended up having to take off the caliper. It's just two bolts here and here, and it pops off. Because it's almost impossible when you're fighting the safety washers and stuff to try and get this thing back in there and put this in the slot at the same time. So if you just take this off, you can mount this first and then put this back on. I did end up with some brake drag, but I think it's just the way this is adjusted. I'm going to have to adjust the brake again.
Latest SEC report and root metrics. Let's talk about